Hello, hello, hello. We are live, we are live, we are live. So, if you have been following our page for a while now, you might be seeing that we are having a retreat. The Relaxed Hustle Retreat experience will be in Treasure Beach, Jamaica, October 6th to the 10th. And we are so excited to be hosting the retreat at the incredible, most magnificent Kotch Villa collection. And so you might be wondering, like, what makes this villa so special, so magnificent? So I am really excited to welcome our guest for today's live, Jodi, who is one of the masterminds, the brains who put so much heart, so much soul, so much love into these villas. And Rain and I talk a lot about our visits to the Kotch Villas. Hello, poster child. Hello, Kalisha. Nice to see you, my love. So I'm just going to wait for Jodi here to join. But I just want to tell you why this place is so special to us. Jodi and James are two very good friends of ours. And when our mom passed away, they said, why don't you guys just come and relax and chill out and restore? And, you know, there was just so much happening here for us in the States. And she had died at home and we were in the house where she was. And so they offered us really a chance to get away, to unplug, to unwind, to restore. And when I tell you, like, James had been telling us about the plans and telling us about what he was building, and we had seen pictures, and our brother had been there and stayed there, and he had told us about it. But when I tell you, when we pulled up and saw this place, and I think for me, more importantly, feeling the energy of the place. You know, when you walk into a space and you just feel this like somebody just wrapped a blanket around you, a warm blanket on a cold winter's night. That's what walking into the space felt like. And, you know, they walked us around and gave us a tour of the place. And just what really stands out for me is the level of intentionality that James and Jodi has put into the design of the villa, the design of the spaces, and the way that they care for the people who are staying there. So that's a little bit about our experience, and we had such a profound healing experience. We left feeling so rejuvenated, so restored, so nourished, so well taken care of, that we thought we have to, like, I'm one of those people that when I experience something, you know, I go to an amazing restaurant and I have to tell everybody about it. I discover mindfulness and I have to tell everybody about it. We discovered Kotch Villas and we have to tell everybody about it. So it is such an honor, such a pleasure to be, such a dream really, to be inviting people into this space. And I'm going to bring Jodi on here. We're going to have a little chat. I'm trying to, okay, there we go. I think it should be accepting you now. Bear with us. Hello, Giovanni. Hello, Lisa. Hello, gorgeous.
Hi.
You look amazing, beautiful as always. You want to see her in her bedtime gear. She come just to check on us to make sure that we have everything we need. And I'm like, are you going somewhere? Like, how do you look so amazing? Like, her natural beauty is breathtaking.
Thank you.
Hi, gorgeous.
Hi. Thanks.
So I was just chatting up the villas and reliving the experience of our first visit to Kotch. Mm-hmm. You and James were so gracious in opening your doors and welcoming us into the space, and just really sharing how restorative that was for us at a time when we really needed all the tender loving care we could get after our mom passed. And really just wanted to give you a chance to share about what a dream come true this has been for you and James, and really the intentionality that you brought to creating this space.
So thank you for all your kind words. having you and your family stay with us and being able to care for you and love you and share the different experiences with you has also been a healing experience for myself and for James. Before I even touch on Kotch, just to speak to your character, to speak to your business and what you do, you have been nothing shy of graceful and kind and just truly amazing. And
Thank you.
the retreat experience that you plan on hosting, that you will be hosting, will be a reflection of all of those qualities. So I just wanted to start with that. Now,
Thank you.
Kotch. Kotch has been nothing short of a labor of love for James and myself. And when we started, we didn't start with the intention to have a villa business. That wasn't what it was. James just knew he wanted a beach house in Treasure Beach. And I kind of just went along with the ride. It was not a planned business at all. I had my marketing and PR business. I had just had a new baby, and I was playing this role of juggling work and life. And Kotch somehow came to the forefront as an opportunity to have a lifestyle business. Yeah, so
that says a lot, Jodi, because you can tell that just by the design of the spaces and the homeliness, right? So to know that the initial vision was just that James wanted a beach house, that says a lot in terms of why the design is the way that it is, and knowing so much about James's personality. So James, just so you guys know, is like half business guy. Like I sat on a board with him and knew him in the business context, and then later found out that he's a yogi. So he's this like me, he's this really interesting juxtaposition of like hardcore businessman with this very spiritual, like I have clients in Jamaica who call him their guru, right? Because of the spirituality and soulfulness that he brings to everything that he does. So that makes a lot of sense. So this was basically his dream beach house, and we just get to benefit of coming and staying there, which is perfect. I'm glad to see how it has turned out.
That's how it started. So we had this one beach house, and then friends and family would ask to use it. And then it mushroomed into one beach house, into two beach homes,
into three beach homes.
Into three.
I know Ben just joined us, and Ben has been checking out Kotch Villa. And I'm curious, Ben, Peeny Wally, Steppa, or Kotch. So those are the three villa names. And if you go on the Kotch profile, you can see a reel on each one. If you guys have not checked out the Kotch page, go and do that. And I'm curious to hear which of the three villas is your favorite. I have mine. Which is your favorite, by the way, Jodi?
You know, that's
if you dare to share, like, do you actually have a favorite?
I'll tell you, I have a favorite for different moods and different experiences I want to have.
Okay, tell me.
So when I'm doing a family experience, I want to be at Kotch, because Kotch is a multi-level property that allows us to kind of splinter off if we want personal space, but also allows us to have these communal gatherings if we want to.
Yes,
so when I'm
because every floor at Kotch has its own kitchen, its own living room, so you can be self-sustained on each of those levels and have different families on each of those levels. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And then when I want to have like a friend gathering where we're going to be swimming and maybe doing a lot of eating and chatting, I love Peeny Wally, the way Peeny Wally is designed.
Yes.
And all of our spaces has this indoor outdoor type experience.
Yes.
And Peeny Wally is just my vibe when I want to kind of be outside, lounge, and be idle.
Yes.
And then Steppa or 3-bedroom property. When I want to be sexy and feel like I'm on vacation, that is where
Yes. So Kat Samsi says, just from pictures, I feel like Peeny Wally would be my favorite. And Rain also said Peeny Wally is my favorite. I think I would say, wow, this is a tough one. Like the panoramic view from Kotch. The sunsets are so breathtaking from Kotch. Absolutely amazing. And I've had such a unique experience at Kotch. So I would say I love that about Kotch. I would say I agree with you that the outdoor, like the dining area, the common areas, the courtyard, the bench where I had my sweet, sweet East Indian mango overlooking the ocean under what kind of tree was that again? I forget, the lignum vitae tree.
Yes.
Under the lignum vitae tree, Peeny Wally for that reason is my favorite in that regard. But then Stepper, the rooms at Stepper, Vista is like, panorama is like, I mean, amazing. And one of the things I really love about the spaces is again the intentionality. There's so many touches, there's so many nooks, there's so many, and for people like me who enjoy deep conversation and to be inspired by nature and to just sit and watch the ocean and be reminded of the expansiveness of life and just the vastness of life. You guys have done such an amazing job of creating those little nooks where you can go and be there in a group setting and yet find the space to also be alone and to be introspective and to just have a time out. Like me stepping away from you guys and having my East Indian mango by myself looking at the ocean. But I wasn't there alone. I was there with family. Hello, Robert. Hello. Okay, so I think Peeny Wally for rain is her favorite. I would say all of the above. I could cheat, different ones for different reasons. And so for the retreat, we're actually going to be using all three of the villas, but we tend to use the communal spaces of Peeny Wally most often, right? Yeah. So the intentionality of the space was definitely one of the criteria for us. We wanted to invite our guests into a luxurious experience and to experience a particular part of Jamaica. Like we could have done this retreat anywhere. There's so many options that we could have chosen. But there is something really precious about Treasure Beach in particular.
Yes.
What is it? Like, what is it about the energy of Treasure Beach that's just so like you drive into that space and you're like, okay, I've entered an energy vortex that is so different. What is it?
We hear that a lot, and I'll tell you what I think it is, and it may be different for everyone, but what I think it is that Treasure Beach traditionally is not a hospitality community.
Right. So not, you don't see a lot of tourists walking Negril or Montego Bay or Ocho Rios.
It's increasing now. There is more tourist activity now. There are more villas, but we don't have any large hotels. We have boutique hotels. We have small private villas, and the people in the community are cultured differently. These are people that are coming from a culture of fishing and agriculture. These are people that are still used to a certain way of living. They're not trying to sell. They're not trying to pitch. They just are. So
yes. And they live a very simple life.
They live a very simple life. They live a simple life, and they offer a very genuine approach to how they manage even the tourists in the area. So that I would say is very special in itself. And what also makes it special is this feeling of being able to disconnect when you're there. Yes. Because the people are so slow paced, not slow paced meaning that they're not efficient. Yes. Slow paced with their energy. They're very level. It's very calm.
Very calming, very grounding.
Yes, very grounding.
Yes. So, okay, that's probably why when I drive into Treasure Beach, there's something for me that allows me to just exhale and my shoulders start to drop, and I just I don't even care where my phone is. Just start to unwind and relax. And you're right, it's the energy of the people that we're interacting with, and then also just the way you guys roll out the red carpet. Like I don't have to worry about anything. Like food is taken care of, meals are taken care of, dip in the ocean when I need to, just the ease. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy you said that, because we really do that our customer service and our customer experience, not just on my end, but even Monique, our reservations manager, the quality of care and sincerity that goes into every menu preparation,
Yes.
the smallest questions, the smallest details, they add to that greater whole. And with our experience by doing this for the past 3-4 years, we've been able to kind of have an idea, a good, very good idea of the type of questions to ask to be
Yes.
able to complete that guest experience.
Listen, when you and Rain started the planning for this, and Rain was like, okay, so maybe we'll just meet once a month leading up, and you were like, no, every week. We want a weekly meeting. When I tell you, let me just tell you guys, the level of focused energy and time and love and thoughtfulness and intentionality that the Kotch team is putting into this retreat, unmatched. I mean, unmatched. We feel so taken care of, and we know that the guests that are coming are going to feel the same energy of care. Oh my gosh, we are so grateful to all that you guys are pouring in to what we know will be a magical experience. And don't worry, some of you have already let us know that you can't make it for this year. That's fine. We're already looking at dates for next year. So if Kotch Villa is an experience that you're looking forward to having, October 6th is not your only opportunity. And you guys also have other retreats coming up this year as well. That's our other options.
We do.
And it's a great family destination too. I mean, we came also during the summertime. We took Noah. You guys provide childcare. So a lot of opportunities to experience the villa. But of course, we want you all to come to the Relaxed Hustle retreat.
So tell me some more about the type of experience you want people to have when they do come to the Relaxed Hustle, because every retreat experience we have is catered to a different feeling. Ultimately, what would you like your group to feel during and after?
Before, during, and after. So keep in mind the people that we are inviting. And you know, we've been very particular about the kind of person that we're inviting into the space, right? So we have a very robust screening process of who we're inviting in, and wanting to make sure that this is the right time for them in their lives to do something like this. So it's primarily the very busy executive who has many competing demands. They have a family they're responsible for, they're in a leadership role of some kind, and they just feel stretched. They feel like the demands that are coming at them are more than they have the capacity to manage. And for a lot of our clients, they're also in this space where I call the space in between, where they're transitioning away from a way of being, maybe an identity, a way of living, a way of leading that is just no longer serving them, but they're not quite sure what they're stepping into. So it's the space in between letting go of something and stepping into the unknown, what is yet to be defined. And in that space in between, Jodi, I will tell you from experience, hello James, hello Alicia, it is one of the most anxiety provoking, because that is the space where fear breeds, because it's the space of the unknown. Everything that we desire is on the other side and lives in the unknown, which can be so scary, so uncomfortable, so anxiety provoking. And then the lack of certainty just exasperates that. So we want people to who are dealing with this inner turmoil to be in a space that puts them at ease, to be in a space where they feel held, to be in a space where they feel loved, cared for, supported, where they can be in community, where they can be inspired by every single thing they're looking at, where they can be inspired by the people in Treasure Beach community who live such a simple life that there's something about watching and experiencing that pace of life that feels really inspiring for them, so that they can do the internal work. And what one of the things we hear often is their lives are so busy, so demanding, that they feel like they don't even have the time or space to think.
Yeah.
Much less to feel their way through this thing that is this restlessness that's calling for their attention. So we want to give them that time and space to feel supported, to feel loved, to be at ease, so that they can do the thinking work that's required for them to step into this next chapter, where they don't have to worry about anything. The only thing on your agenda is, do I want a mango? Or do I want some jelly coconut? Or do I want a plate of ackee and saltfish?
That's it. That's
or do I need a cup of soup?
That's
or
it.
do I need some juice? That's the only thing you have to solve for while you're there. But everything else is taken care of, right? And there's just a place of like, no problem, man. You know, to be cliche.
Exactly. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
To just be.
Yes, to just be. To, like Rain says, to really experience what a life with more peace and calm and ease can really look like. So that's the intention that we're holding. We are so grateful to you and James for the vision, for your vision, for the heart, for the soul. And yes, to answer your question, Kalisha, they serve organic farm-to-table meals, 3 meals a day. So we have vegan options, we have pescatarian options, we have vegetarian options. I've never eaten so well. Like Rain literally put on like 10 pounds the last time we were there.
Wow.
Because of how good the food is. And she just kept eating. Like Rain doesn't eat much. And because the food was so amazing, she was eating even more when we were there. Just like the mashup green banana thing that you guys made. And then the shrimp with the cream sauce. I mean, all the goodness. So the food is amazing.
And I mean, like back to the farm to table element, we are in the bread basket. We're in the bread basket of the island. You know, a lot of produce that the island uses and consumes comes from St. Elizabeth. So we have access to fresh fruit, vegetables, ground provisions, roots, all of that. And another thing to touch on, the community tourism. Another thing that separates us or sets us apart from the north coast of the island and other hospitality communities is the fact that the people working in the villas, they live in the community. They are of the community. So we buy our produce and our shellfish and other things needed for our guests. We buy them directly from our staff.
Amazing. So we can come and experience the villas with good conscience that we are helping to build a community in a really meaningful way.
Absolutely. We're the home to community tourism, I would say.
It's so incredible what you guys have created. Hi, Tiffany. Hello, my sunshine. The last thing I'll touch on, and then I think we can end our session before IG cuts us off, which is just the level of intentionality that we brought to this, not only in choosing a place and a space that can help the people who are coming to have a magical experience, but also the fact that you, Jodi, do this work. Like you have a firsthand experience of the kind of space and the kind of experience that's required to do the level of transformation because it's the work you do as well. So I think that's a big part of why we have the shorthand in terms of relaying to you our intention, our vision, what our guests need. You are one step ahead of us in helping us to curate this experience because of the nature of the work that you do. So that just feels in such alignment for us, and just want to big you up because you're doing such
Thank you, but you can't big me up. You have to big up the whole team. What I will say is that every opportunity I get to assist with a retreat, with the planning of a retreat, is an opportunity I get to dive deeper in my spiritual journey. And I've been doing a lot of work. Whenever I get to meet someone new, someone who is not a guru necessarily, you don't have to be a guru, maybe a spiritual leader, I get to pick from that person every single time we have a retreat.
What a blessing. All the retreats that you guys have done, you pick from this one, you pick from that one, you pick from that one. What a gift.
It is a gift. It is a gift. It's been so rewarding amazing. In that way.
So amazing. I see a question here. How do you qualify to be a part of this experience? You mentioned you do screenings. I would say three very quick things. Number one is that the experience that we have designed and curated meets where you are in your phase of life. That you are in between a version of yourself that you know is you've outgrown, but you haven't yet defined what the next version is for you. And that can, you know, you could be in a new role or a new sense of self, a new identity, but there's something that you're shifting from and something that you're shifting to. And so the experience is designed to help you get that clarity. But there is a lot of fear that's going to come from that, right? And so we want to support you with the support, the love, the compassion, the grace, the ease, and the spaciousness to do that work. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would say is a willingness to do that work, because we're going to invite you, because I believe that the biggest shifts in our life happen when we go inward. And so a lot of people aren't familiar with that space. It's not a space that we journey into very often. And so really having that willingness to do that work and the willingness to invest in this experience, to invest in yourself, right? So many people give of themselves in so many different ways to their teams, to their families, to their communities. And we want someone who is bold enough and brave enough to make this investment in themselves for this next chapter of their lives. And so those are just some of the things that we look for, is to feel the fear, be able to identify the fear. Fear often translates in terms of excuses, right? Yeah. Oh, I can't come because of XYZ reasons. Well, if you really wanted to make it possible, then you would find a way of overcoming those barriers. But excuses are an indication of fear. And so can you see the fear, feel the fear, and step into the experience anyway, with courage and a willingness to dare to really break the mold and to step into something new. So those are kind of our top three at a high level. I've given you the secret behind what we're looking for. Rain is probably going to smack me over the head, but I think the transparency is helpful and important. Yeah. So that is it, my love. More to come. I'm curious. Check out the Kotch Villa profile page and tell us which is your favorite Pinawali, Kotch or Stepper. You all in a couple of weeks. So much love to you and James and the team. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. And oh, we should mention the scholarship. We're still accepting scholarship applications. We got quite a few last week. We're going to be going through them this week, and we should be able to make an announcement by next week who the winner of our full paid scholarship will be. So be sure to check out the website. Yes, you can go if you're interested in joining. I'm so bad at this marketing and sales stuff. If you're interested in joining the retreat and you haven't yet checked out the website, go to the link in our bio. You'll see Relaxed Hustle Retreat. Click there, and Kalisha, the scholarship application is on the website for the retreat as well. So thank you all for joining us, for listening in. I hope that you're leaving feeling inspired and feeling a longing to visit us in Treasure Beach.
Thank you.
Mwah, 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 mwah. We'll see you soon. Can't wait.
See you soon. Bye.
All right, my love.